Dad asked... Today's recommendation of strange wandering has the most prosperous commercial port. I'll look at that.
Days now. Wonder if Plasoli has finished making the BHIM inscription. Since Nechka's birthday is around the corner, let's go to the tribe and buy some things, and then pay the family a visit.
Shilonen, good thing you're here. I'm wondering...
Oh, the shelf on the left, second row down, first X on the right. That one's yours. And the garden hoe belongs to Ignal, and the hammer is Pakal's, so make sure you take the one that's yours.
I haven't even said why I'm here. But, looks...
Yes, but I am going to take it right here. The temperature...
Really? But doesn't it feel a lot hotter than usual? I really don't want to stay out.
Exactly. In hot weather like this, customers don't tend to stick around and talk when they're coming to place orders or pick up the goods.
I see. Oh, here comes another customer. I'll just leave you to it then, and pick up my axe.
Sure, sounds good to me.
Hey, Shilonen!
Oh, traveler, Paimon! We meet again. Oh. How's your Pilgrim's Chronicle been? Run into any issues? Oh, good. It was also my first time receiving a Pilgrim's Chronicle, even though I've already turned it over to you. There are still a lot of things that could go wrong, so I wasn't sure if there'd be any issues.
Huh? So,
Well, less than the chances of Mualani accidentally falling off a spirit way, I'd say.
Oh, well, that definitely would never happen.
I found the axe, Shilonen. Thanks a lot. By the way, Nitchka's birthday's coming up real soon. Are you planning to visit?
I've prepared a gift, and was just getting ready to take it to her.
You're not planning on giving the kid a full set of pliers again, are you? Or, let me guess, woodworking tools?
Oh, yeah, I make these myself, and it's a lot of work. But if you like a set, I can make some time and forge one for you.
Great! We often camp out in the wild, but a set of Shilonen's tools would make pitching a tent and starting a bonfire a whole lot easier.
Well, still, I won't be giving Nichka any tools this year. She wrote me a letter saying that she'd like a copy of To Kill the Brave. The book is not what you call a bestseller, but luckily, I have a few copies in my collection. They were really old editions that were published a long time ago, but they should still be readable.
Children her age love fairy tales. Huh. Wait. What did I bring her?
Oh, it is quite hot today. Seems you're about to pass out from the heat. Do you even remember your own name?
My memory can't be this bad. It's just these last few days.
Well, in that case, why don't you use the blaze gem inscription you have as a memo to engrave some important... After all, that inscription will never wear out. And it's easy to carry.
You do have a point, but my inscription is almost already full. No. I engraved some wishes on my blaze gem inscription. You know, just some dreams that I have for the future and things I'd like to accomplish one day. Even though Tasoli has said that from an aesthetic point of view, it would be best for people to keep their inscription short, this blaze gem inscription was still made by a name engraver, the forger of ancient... Everyone thinks that the inscription she made might have some wondrous powers. So, many people who bought blaze gem inscriptions engraved their wishes and dreams on them.
Sounds kinda like a wish, but if you do that, won't everyone be able to see your wishes and dreams?
Don't worry. We usually ask Tasoli to add the inscriptions for us. She has a unique method. With her method, the light must be at a certain angle in order to see the text. Without the right angle of lighting, the blaze gem inscription will just look like a pretty stone.
That's true. In the end, a blaze gem inscription is essentially just a piece of rock. It doesn't have the power to grant people's wishes. Making wishes to it is like shouting into an echoing valley. But using it as a journal for your wishes is also fine. Carrying them with you and taking a look from time to time can be a good source of encouragement. Well, as long as you don't suddenly change your mind and want to take your wishes back, that is. And I don't think anyone would willingly part with it either. They're not cheap and very hard to get. If you ever lost it, you'd just be filled with regret. Still, it's really strange. Given Auntie's skill, how could it take so long for her to make one? Oh, well, I hope someone didn't give her an idea of making fewer and selling for more.
It's true. Chevin would totally have put that in her ear. Still, I don't think it's such a bad thing for Tasoli to make some money by selling these. At least she and little Nachka are better off now, and won't have to worry about the cost of treating her illness anymore. I was really worried about their family at first, and was even planning to send them some... What was I planning?
All right, if you stay out in the heat for any longer, I'm afraid even the inscription won't be able to save your memory.
Right. Right. Please give my regards to Tlissa. What's going on?
So you'll be going to Nachika's birthday party too, Shilonen? Oh, perfect! Then let's go together!
Oh, yeah, sure, but I didn't expect you to know Tlsoli too. She hasn't been coming to the tribe much lately, so... Oh, so that's how you met her. She even wants to use volcanic crystal as a forging material. Guess she's really pulling out all the stops for her daughter. Then let's just go and ask. Come on, I want to give her the book anyway.
Huh? Wait a second, aren't birthday gifts supposed to be a surprise? If we ask Nachika, then she'll know what gift we'll be giving her.
But if you don't ask her, then how will you know what kind of present she... Here's another idea. Perhaps you can also give her a storybook based on what she wrote in her letter. That might be a good option.
But shouldn't we give it a little more thought? If we all give her books, it might seem like we didn't put much effort into it. Shilonen, Have you really never asked her what she would like the most? There must be something else she'd like besides books.
Unfortunately, no. Nechka's illness has kept flaring up over the past few years. Apparently, she couldn't do anything during that time. It wasn't until recently that she started to recover from her illness and regained strength to write letters to others. Anyway, there's no need to overthink it. Worst case scenario, I can split the book into 2 volumes and we can each give her one.
Yeah, even though it would ruin the surprise, we could at least get her something that would make her happy. Anyway, could you tell us a bit more about the book that you're getting her? Is it?
Well, it's a little difficult to explain. You see, there are actually 2 versions. The premise of the book is pretty straightforward. It's basically about a set of twin brothers working to defeat a demon lord. But after defeating the demon lord, the older brother, Tequil, discovers that the king's spirit has possessed his younger brother, Remak. In the ending of the original story, the older brother kills his younger brother to defeat the demon lord, before jumping into a volcano. I remember there was one line that was super popular at the time. If I still remember right, after being possessed by the goddess Coatlicue, Remak said, "I do not wish to see your blood be reduced to ash, but I have seen the light of your heart and spirit. Remember my name, brother. As long as you remember me, I will never have left." The other version was released only recently. The author heard a suggestion from someone and suddenly decided to try and make a stake in the fairy tale market, so the story was revised. In the revised version, the brothers killed the demon lord together and both survived. According to the author, this gave the story a happy ever after kind of ending. However, the revised version was not well received. After a month on the market, it had hardly sold any copies in the books. The store owners desperately tried to get rid of the book, and have resorted to all sorts of promotions, and even now the only edition of To Kill the Brave you can find in the market is the newer one, whereas the older edition is nearly impossible. Anyway, I couldn't bring myself to give such a poorly rated book to Nechka, so I spent a few days looking and managed to find I picked out a copy that looked relatively new and wrapped it up as a present for Nechka. If you're interested, I can give you this extra copy to read. The pages are pretty old, though, so... Oh, and here's a copy of the newer edition, too. They gave me a free copy when I went to buy some chocolatl.
So that's how they're trying to sell off the book. Could it really be that bad? Even Paimon's curious now. Okay, but you'll have to carry Paimon for a while. Once Paimon's done reading it herself, she'll read it out for you.
Let's get going. Tlasoli lives pretty far from the tribe, so it'll take us some time to get there.
Go on now, Yengu. Nechka is still resting.
Hey, Tlasoli, we're here!
Oh, what a surprise. And even Shilonen is here too.
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen you on. I received Nechka's letter. She wanted a copy of To Kill the Brave, right? Well, I've brought the book for her. There are several editions of the book in Natlan, and I wasn't sure which version she'd prefer. I asked a messenger from the Scions of the Canopy. It seems this softcover edition is one of the most popular options, so I brought it for Nechka.
You haven't changed a bit, Shilonen. Let's go inside. I was just boiling some chocolatl, so you can all try. Shilonen used to love drinking chocolatl. When she was little, she would always have several cups every time she came to visit me. You were already a big girl by the time I finally had my Nechka. Alright, for now let's...
Oh, Auntie, Traveler, please help me get her into the house.
Oh, Paimon will help too! Be good, Yangu, and don't get in the way.
All right, let's get indoors. Watch your step, Auntie.
Sorry, Nechka's illness has been flaring up recently, so I was up for a few nights. I suddenly started to feel dizzy in the sun. I hope I didn't scare you. Have a seat. I'll fetch you a few cups of chocolatl. Please wait.
Oh, I've already brought them over. This cup's for you, Auntie. And these are for you, too.
Chocolatl? What does it taste like? Paimon's heard that it can be pretty bitter. Traveler...
Oh, don't worry. Auntie always adds a lot of sugar. It won't be bitter.
The last time you came to visit, you were still just a kid. But now you're a pillar of the children of Echoes. No, of all Natlan even.
Oh, well, it's all thanks to the drinks I had here and the books I happened to read.
We heard that you two are from the same tribe, but Paimon had no idea you were so close.
When I was little, my parents were always talking about how skilled Auntie was at forging ancient names and how she was a good role model for the rest of us. The moment I became idle at home, they would toss me into Auntie's workshop to watch and learn.
Then I would have your parents go back, boil you a pot of chocolatl, and let you play in the house.
Yeah, and then I would drink and listen to you banging away with your tools in the workshop. But eventually, she moved out of the tribe to find some more space, and I didn't have the chance to visit again after that.
But why did you seem so familiar with the place when you went to the kitchen for the drinks just now?
Because the layout of this place is identical to her old house. Let me see. Yeah, that should be Nechka's bedroom then.
That's right. I remember you used to hunker down in the room to read and draw. But you're all grown up now. Even if you wanted to live here, I'm afraid you've already outgrown Nechka's bed. That's how Nechka sees Shilonen too. Whenever she's feeling better, she always asks me when her pen pal sister will be coming to visit.
Well, yeah, I'm here now, and even brought a gift as an apology.
You said Nechka asked you for the book? I hope it wasn't too much trouble to get. Really, I'm surprised that she even asked you for a present. Maybe I've been too strict with her. She's obviously...
Oh, really? Well, I'd say I really haven't done enough to deserve the title of Big Sister. Yeah, I wasn't able to help her when she was sick, and I didn't even come and visit her that many times. Well,
Don't be too hard on yourself, Shilonen. You have great responsibilities as the name engraver of the tribe. We both know you were far too busy to take care of her. The responsibilities on your shoulders also became far heavier when I gave up on my work.
You just had more important things to tend to, Auntie. No one in the tribe blames you.
But that doesn't change the fact that I gave up on my work. And even now, I'm sorry to leave you to shoulder all the responsibilities alone,
Oh.
Ooh, why so somber all of a sudden? Don't be so sad, everyone! Hasn't Nate...
Oh, relax, Auntie. I can handle the work. But once Nechka is back on her feet, you should get back to work and let me have a vacation. You'll be the one who's busy then, and I'll be sitting at the side drinking chocolatl and cheering you on.
If that day really comes, you can have as much chocolatl as you like. If you asked me before, I wouldn't have even been able to talk about it. But now that she is gradually recovering, I've also gained Nechka's illness actually originated that night. I was in the tribe, having a discussion over the forging of new ancient names. Before we could finish our discussion, the alarm started to ring outside. A horde of monsters from the abyss. Suddenly, I joined the fray as well. And it wasn't until the monsters were repelled that I got back. I can't remember how long I spent searching for her. Maybe for 2 or 3 days. She was holding a dried up embercore flower in her hand, and there were traces of abyssal corruption around her wounds. I know. It was all my fault. Before the incident, Nechka had asked if I could forge an ancient... Work was busy at the time, so I told her that if she could find an embercore flower, I would use it as material to forge her an ancient name. Oh, Nechka, my daughter, my Nechka. I was holding her in... I was the one who decided to move my workshop to the outskirts of our tribe for work. And I was the one who left her home alone. Oh, my daughter.
Whoa, hey! It's okay. She already has the strength to write letters now, doesn't she? Well, Shilonen has even brought her a gift.
Sorry. I just can't control myself whenever I remember that time. Phew. Alright. It's not every day that we get guests. I really shouldn't be crying like this. I asked someone to buy some ingredients for me. So, why don't you stay for dinner tonight? I'll make some shrimp bisque, grilled fish and mint sauce, and tower tacos.
Oh, help! That sounds like a lot to make, and we don't want you to tire yourself out. Huh? She mentioned all those delicious dishes?
Thank you. You three just need to make sure everything gets eaten up.
Oh, we haven't had anything to eat yet, so don't worry. We'll make sure there are no leftovers.
Ah, it just occurred to me that Shilonen likes to eat cheesy crab hot pot. Why don't I make that instead of the grilled fish and mint sauce? I remember you don't like picking out fish bones.
Nah, both are fine with me. I've learned to just chew up the fish bones now.
Oh, come on now. If you don't want to pick out the bones, I can just take them out anyway. For dessert, would you like a cup of grain fruit or chocolate?
Cup of grain fruit!
How about a cup of green fruit mixed with chocolate?
Okay, got it. I'll go start cooking, but could you do me a favor in the meantime? I ordered a bunch of ingredients, and they should be here any minute now. Would you go check by— Come on, Shilonen. Stop lying around. You shouldn't—
Hey, I'm not a kid anymore, you know. You don't have to worry about my appetite.
That's beside the point. If you don't watch out for your health while you're still young, then when you get older, you'll—
All right.
We'll go check on the ingredients with Shilonen. It isn't far, so it shouldn't take us long. Yet. Paimon thought we'd see someone come flying down on a
A messenger from the Scions of the Canopy wouldn't be flying here. They usually— No need to look. There isn't anyone on the cliffs.
I just saw a ghost. Hey, you there. Sorry, but does—
Oh, are you the one who's supposed to deliver the ingredients?
Ingredients? Are you kidding? I was nearly eaten myself. Never mind that now. Those monsters are still hot on my—
Shilonen, Whoa, she's already gone up to fight the monsters? Let's go help her out!
Overruled!
Gather!
No, my sword! Rain outlines your fate!
Hear the echoes of the valley! Laid bare. Alright, that should be it for the monsters. Yeah, it was easier than I thought. Oh, it also seems we're in good luck. The goods weren't damaged either.
Strange. We didn't see any monsters on the way here.
Yeah, right. I use this road to deliver goods all the time, and I've never been attacked. It's the main road in and out of the tribe, so people often come here to clear out any monsters. This area is usually I don't know what happened, but it seems like all the monsters around here have gone berserk. Tlasoli doesn't even forge ancient names anymore. So why can't she? If she comes back, Nachka will even be able to find some playmates. She's so, Nachka's playmates. No, wait, I feel like my kids have played with her before. Strange. I always remembered it before.
Look at that. He has a Blaze Gem inscription too.
You should go back to the tribe. It seems like you had quite the scare today. We'll take the ingredients back for you. I'll carry these bags, and you two can carry the rest.
Huh? Oh, sure. Pyra can take care of these
If you say so. Thank you so much. I guess today's just a really bad day for me to go outside.
That's so weird. Why is everyone we run into today having... Paimon's not sure how to say it, but she's got a strange feel...
Once you live long enough, you'll eventually start experiencing strange... Let's bring the ingredients back. Otherwise, we won't...
Ah, you're finally back. What took you?
Oh, yeah, we, ran into some small...
Alright, as long as everything's okay now.
Whoa, there's so much tasty food! You're amazing, Tlasoli!
They were all pretty simple dishes to make. Don't be shy. Dig in, everyone.
But Paimon can't reach that dish! Could you give Paimon some? Come on, come on!
Ooh, yeah. Can I get another serving, please?
You're done already? Do you even chew when you're eating?
Of course! Didn't I say that I chew up the fish bones? I'll have just one more fish and leave the rest for Nachka.
It's okay. Just go ahead and eat all you'd like. Nachka can't eat these dishes anyway. Her body is too weak to digest these kinds of things. I'll just...
Oh no. But Paimon thought she'd already
Injuries caused by the abyss cannot be undone. The doctor said the fact that she's stable is already quite a miracle. But it's okay. Nachka can talk to me now and can even hold my hand. That's more than I could ask, even if she will never again know that I am her mother. The doctor said the abyss has had an irreversible effect on Nachka's soul. The doctor also said this sort of memory loss isn't like simply forgetting something. Rather...
Huh?
You know about the woven scrolls that the Masters of the Nightwind use to... Well, generally speaking, forgetting things is like when the woven scrolls would gradually start to fade. But the case of Nachka's memory loss is as if her woven scroll had been cut in two, and the books she loved to read, the flowers she took joy to grow, and the time she spent in this house were all cut off by the abyss. As one example of that, Nachka now only sees me as a strange, unfamiliar auntie who claims to be her mother. She's a good kid, and doesn't want to upset this lady who's been taking care of her so much, so she's still... But I've always had a feeling that she's constantly wondering about things like, where is her real mother? Why is she stuck here in this house? Was she abandoned? Nachka really has no idea that her real mother is right in front of...
So you plan on recreating Nechka's woven scroll all by yourself?
What do you mean?
Or should I say, you've already started reweaving that scroll long ago? The delivery guys. I saw it hanging from his waist, so I asked to borrow it from him. Don't worry, I'll return the inscription to him once we've figured everything out. These things aren't cheap, after all.
When did you know?
Yeah, I noticed it back when Blaze Gem inscriptions suddenly became popular among the tribe. It was then that I also noticed that everyone wearing Blaze Gem inscriptions had varying degrees of memory loss. Traveler, you've picked up on it too, haven't you? Accessories made using ancient names forging techniques. For what's only supposed to be a pretty souvenir, this inscription contains a phlogiston engraving with a truly overkill level of complexity. The shapes and patterns of these engravings are also identical to that of an ancient name. By making just a few slight adjustments to the layout and connections of the main pattern, you can pretty much qualify this Blaze Gem inscription as a bona fide ancient. And yet, you've never told anyone about these engravings in the Blaze Gem inscriptions that can be activated at any... Am I right, Auntie?
I knew you were a sharp one, Shilone. That's right. I have a way to cure Nechka and restore all her... I want to forge an ancient name for Nechka that contains all of her past memories.
And the reason they must be approved by the Wyab is because the memories they bear are all stored within the ley lines. Extracting those memories from the ley lines requires the Wyab's assistance, but your plan wouldn't need you to do any of that. Right, Auntie? Your Blaze Gem inscriptions will help you complete that part of your plan in the ley line's place. You will use the inscriptions to form a massive memory bank for Nechka, and the ancient names you're trying to forge will be used to extract corresponding memories from the memory bank.
A memory bank? Wait, so the reason all those people were having trouble remembering stuff is because the Blaze Gem inscriptions took away any memories related to...
Using other people's memories of Nechka to reconstruct her past?
You've seen through my plans, Shilonin. You're as outstanding as ever. Far more brilliant than... I intend to use this method to collate all the memories related to Nechka and allow her to regain her past again.
What? Wouldn't extracting memories like that hurt the person carrying the Blaze Gem inscription?
Not at all. Every time a Blaze Gem inscription extracts memories, the process is under my precise control. That way, there's no chance of anyone in the tribe getting hurt. This is the central inscription that controls all the other Blaze Gem inscription, which will also soon serve as Nechka's ancient name.
You made all of this yourself, Plusoli?
Yes, it was lots and lots of work. It was truly exhausting. You saw it yourself. I nearly fainted just from being in the sun. I could collapse tomorrow, or even in the next few moments. But Nechka's ancient name is still far from complete. I've solved the issue of storing memories, but I still don't know how to connect Nechka up to this central inscription.
I thought you just modify your own ancient name.
I considered it, but this matter doesn't have anything to do with my ancient name. It's of no help to me, and I don't need its help now.
You know the price to pay for making something like this.
Yes, I do. But as long as I can get my Nechka back, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Otherwise, Nechka won't have any chance of reclaiming her past once I'm dead and gone. She won't remember me, and she won't even remember why her name is Nechka. When that time comes, she'll be left to drift around the world all alone, unknowing of where she came from or where she should go. She is my daughter, the one to whom I gave the Nechka name. Whether it be as her mother or as a name engraver, I can't simply...
Shilonin?
I'll take the central inscription with. I'm going to completely disassemble it to confirm its components and uses. I won't make any promises until I've checked. Say goodnight to Nechka for me, Auntie.
Oh, wait. I've also finished the inscriptions for the Traveler in Paimon. Let me fetch them for you. I'm sorry it took me so long to finish them.
Hold on, Auntie. The Traveler and Paimon have never met Nechka before, so you can't draw any memories from them.
That wasn't my intention. They're just ordinary gifts. Please, take them.
Huh? What was that?
Nechka must have woken up and wants to get out of bed on her own. Sorry, I'll go check on her first. Nechka! Don't try to get out of bed. Just tell Mom if you need anything.
You go ahead and take care of Nechka, Auntie. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon. There are a few things I want to tell you. Let's head back to the tribe first. There are some things I need to get from my workshop. Disassembling the central inscription? It's not going to be easy.
Overruled.
You two can wait outside for a moment. I just need to go in and grab something. The workshop is a little messy, so unfortunately, I won't be able to show you. Oh, yeah, that's not really what I mean. It's just that the workshop is cluttered with way too much stuff. Books, files, and even ancient texts I got from the master. Everything's piled up to the ceiling. You probably won't know where to step once you're in. Kachina suffered quite an unfortunate series of events the last time she went inside. Well, I suppose it was my fault for... After entering the workshop, she was shocked to find herself face to face with a massive woven scroll from the Masters of the Nightwind, and then she turned around and knocked over a huge stack of forging blueprints. She tried to step out of the way, but tripped on a poster tube that was behind her, and then boom! The forging blueprints came crashing down right onto her.
Oh no!
She's lucky I noticed in time. I found Kachina in a daze and managed to save her before an entire set of the history of the Children of Echoes was about to bury her. I then dragged her up to the second. Ever since then, Kachina always waits outside the door and doesn't dare take a step in whenever she comes to see me.
Yeah, you're an artisan and craftswoman after all. We thought there would be weapons and armor hanging all over the place, but it seems more like a library than a workshop.
Well, my primary work is forging ancient names, which is much trickier than making swords and tools. Aside from the necessary craftsmanship, I also need to consult many ancient texts. You probably already know that each ancient name represents a certain spirit, behind which are countless related stories to support it. In other words, the essence of an ancient name is the physical manifestation of a certain spiritual will. And as a name engraver, when I'm working on a new ancient name, I'm not only trying to give it a physical, but more importantly, I'm also trying to understand the spirit contained within the name. And to do that, I have to collect as many related stories as possible and read through them all. But, as you might know, people tend to add a lot of extraneous details when it comes to stories about themselves. For stories that have been clearly exaggerated or altered, I must gather other related stories and information as cross-reference it. This way, I can filter out all the absurd and exaggerated details and restore the person's life to its true nature. Only in true stories can you find the authentic spirit, and this is the only way for the spirit to become an ancient name that matches its essence.
We've heard about the concept behind ancient names before, but after hearing you explain the details, Paimon can't help but...
Well, no matter how powerful ancient names could be, they would never be able to suddenly turn into a blade or allow you to smash through an entire cliff in one punch. It's just a form of spiritual power that's passed down from generation to generation. It doesn't have those kinds of physically tangible effects. Well, take your own names, for example. From the moment you appeared in this world, some person had already prepared a blessing for you. And that person then condensed this blessing into your name and gave it to you as a gift. It may feel like the moment you received your name is already in the past, but it will. Names are blessings for the future from people standing in the past. Well, that's what Auntie once told me. With this blessing, people will become more confident as they walk into their future. To put it another way, it's like having a lamp in your hand as you walk through the darkness of night.
Oh, Paimon gets that. If you're alone when you're walking in the dark, it's easy to get scared and tired quickly. But if someone else is walking with you, then it won't be nearly as scary. And, well, you might still get tired, but it'll still be a whole lot better than walking. The Traveler always has Paimon by her side, though, so she'll never have to worry. Oh, Paimon sure many wish they could be in your shoes, Traveler. Paimon's always flying! Of course it gets tiring! But we're getting off topic. We can talk about that later.
Anyway, this is what Plisoli told me when I was training as a name engraver. And to be honest, I've only understood 20% of what she said at most. I've never been able to figure out the rest.
But doesn't that mean you basically don't—
Well, that's not entirely true. Auntie and I have at least come to a consensus on the most important— I am sick of talking. We can talk about all of this later. Please, wait a moment while I grab my thing.
Did you hear a whole section of something collapse in there just now?
It's fine, it's fine. It was just a bunch of very old ancient name records. I, kept this set of phlogiston wedges in the back, so it wasn't easy to take out. Come on, let's go disassemble the central inscription. It shouldn't take long. Here we are. This is the place.
This cliff is pretty high. What are we going to do here? Are we going to climb to the very top and then throw this inscription down the cliff?
I'm going to use phlogiston to make an engraving circle on the cliff wall. That will allow me to investigate the internals of the central inscription. Now let me see if this thing can even turn on. I was still an apprentice last time I used it. Before we attempt to engrave the inside pattern of an ancient name with phlogiston, we always use this to draw out the engraving diagram on a cliff or open ground. Only after we've confirmed that phlogiston can flow properly through the internal engravings can we start formally working on the small internal engravings of the ancient name. If we want to dismantle the central inscription in a non-destructive manner, we'll have to use this thing. I really don't want to engrave such a large diagram with my bare.
Oh, so you'll be able to see what it looks like on the inside without ruining Tlasoli's inscription?
For the most part. If it were just an ordinary unfinished ancient name piece, I'd just take it apart and pour phlogiston into the internal engravings to see everything. But since it's a central inscription, it would be better not to destroy the blessing that Auntie has prepared for Nechka.
So, Shilonen, does this central inscription fall under the 20% you understand about ancient names? Or the other 80% you don't understand?
Oh, don't worry. As I said, Auntie and I share an understanding of the most important principle, which is names are intrinsically valuable. Only by having names can things be sorted and categorized. They allow the world to become more orderly and identifiable. For example, when I order ore, I would usually say I need volcanic crystals of about 35% purity and no more than 3% of impurities. Without specific names, I would only be able to go to the ore merchant and say, I want this and this. No, this isn't it. That one. No, not that one either. Yeah, you see what I mean? Names are a crucial part of how we standardize our workflow. Without names, the work would be impossible. Yes, because forging ancient names is first and foremost a technical job. There's no debating that. As for the question of why it's important, as long as it does not affect your ability to perform your work, you'll gradually understand it as you put the process into practice. After all, creating an ancient name is well, let me break it down even further. We're not in the tribe right now anyway. Essentially, by forging ancient names, I'm assigning nicknames to the heroes in Natlan's history. Giving someone a name is a subjective expression. You just need to express your hopes and wishes for it, but giving someone a nickname is a much more objective expression. To come up with a fitting and accurate nickname requires much thought and observation. If ancient names or nicknames aren't descriptive enough, no one will remember them anyway. So the best I can do is gather all the information I could and try to come up with the most fitting nicknames possible. Even a minor mistake in the process could cause people to misunderstand the nickname. For a name engraver such as myself, such mistakes would be considered a major blunder.
Paimon isn't trying to come up with a nickname for Shilonen. Besides, all of Paimon's nicknames have been very descriptive. Everyone can remember.
Phew. Now I'm curious. Of course, this is also my line of work, you know. Go ahead.
A nickname? Shilonen. Well, she uses phlogiston to forge weapons and make names for others.
Yeah, not bad. And quite, but you should keep observing my work, Paimon. Maybe you'll come up with an even... Right, okay. Time to make like a smith and start smithing. Adjust the inclination by 2 degrees. The error margin is within an acceptable amount, but I'll extend the inscription link a little more just to be safe. I'll leave some space here. When the linked engravings are activated, the inscriptions here will overlap with each other. And there! That should complete the flow.
Amazing, Shilonen! You were running all over that cliff as if it was flat ground!
Oh no, it doesn't have anything to do with my tribe. It's just the phlogiston adhesive I have on my shoes. But after all that running around, I'll have to infuse them with more phlogiston again. I should prepare a spare supply of phlogiston to bring with me next time. More or less, yeah. I usually have at least the key equipment on hand. I can show them to you when we next find the time, but let's get to work first. Let me see. Start with Anchor 1 and activate it with Density 3 phlogiston.
Whoa! A super huge diagram just appeared! Tlasoli's central inscription is even floating! So are you done checking the inscription, Shilonen?
I didn't find any anomalies in the phlogiston engraving. All the adjustments are indeed based on ancient name engraving.
That means we can help Tlasoli and Nechka now, right?
Well, probably, but I have good news and bad news. Oh, but I'm also just going to go...
Paimon will cover her ears after the good news.
Well, even if you cover your ears, the issue will still continue to exist. But, you know, before we get to that, I want to ask the traveler a question. What are your thoughts on absorbing memories? I knew you felt the same way, and that'll save me some initial explanation. I've never been very good at that anyway. It's hard to control the absorption of memories. Technically speaking, this type of inscription has the power to do far more than absorb memories related to a single person. By herself, Auntie can't handle that level and scope of work, but If she has accomplices,
क्या बोल रहे हो ये सारे?
Accomplices?
हाँ नहीं ये सब
You
बोला
make it
नहीं।
sound like she's committing a crime.
well, here's the good news. Yes, this blaze gem inscription would be the perfect tool to commit crimes,
VS ने कोई और?
but we haven't, from a purely
Not
objective standpoint, we can consider that possibility as yet to be confirmed for now. The bad news is, there's still an underlying problem with this blaze gem inscription that cannot be ignored. I believe I've mentioned this before. Ancient names operate with the help of the Wyab, granting them the power to read information kept in the ley lines. In this process, the Wyab actually function like relays, helping the ancient name bearer. If you remove the Wyab from the process and don't use any tools, then trying to scoop up a specific grain of sand from a rushing river. Yeah, exactly. Anyone who attempts to do so will likely lose most of their cognitive Now, let's consider the memories that Auntie has gathered as the ley line, and there's no way Auntie would let Nechka plunge into the river of memories without. And considering that Nechka has forgotten all of her past, she'll be unable to work on her own to accurately find that only Aunt Tlisoli can help her filter the correct So, if my hypothesis is correct, Auntie is actually planning on turning herself into Nechka's Wyab to help her extract the corresponding memories in the different situations she may face. In an ideal world, this would be perfectly fine, as long as and I also believe that there won't be any mistakes in everything that Auntie remembers about Nechka. But Auntie is not a Wyab. Her body won't be able to handle the load for long.
But how can we solve this problem? No matter how we try, Tlisoli...
Names are blessings for the future from people standing in the past. I've also made up my mind. Come on.
देखिए बिहार मोस्ट वांटेड को जानते हो?
क्या?
बिहार मोस्ट वांटेड।
ये क्या है?
अरे बंदा एक बिहार मोस्ट वांटेड।
क्या पता?
ला आप पहचानोगी उसको?
मैं क्यों पहचानूंगा भाई?
आपके बैकग्राउंड से नॉइज आ रही है बहुत भाई गेम की। बैकग्राउंड से बहुत गेम की नॉइज आ रही है भाई।
Shilonen, it looks like you've made your decision. Am I right?
Yes, here's some research that I've done. You can reference. I'll also help you continue working on the Blaze Gem inscriptions. But the memories that can be absorbed by the inscription will be limited solely to Nechka's past. We'll plan a set. If you attempt to extract any memories beyond this scope, then I'll consider that as committing a criminal act. After the memory bank is constructed, the Blaze Gem inscription's absorption functions must be stopped immediately. Only functionalities for outputting memory.
I accept. Thank you, Shilonen.
Auntie, you know I can't stand it when you do this. If you needed my help, you should have just...
Using technology for ancient names to forge other things without permission is...
Yes, it's a major departure from the technology's intended use, but it's nothing compared to a child who needs help. But once this is all over, you must come with me to see Pakal and discuss...
That's fine. I'm willing to...
All right, let's clear off the table and come up with a plan. I need some time to consider how to let Nechka control the Blaze Gem inscription on her own and extract the memories from her past. Oh, by the way, did you give the book to Nechka?
क्या बोल रहे हो?
स्टेडियम ऑफ द सेक्रेट फ्लेम्स गए हो आप?
क्या?
गेम में स्टेडियम ऑफ द सेक्रेट फ्लेम्स।
हाँ तो वो तो सबसे बीच में है ना, वो तो वही है।
एक्सप्लोरेशन कर लिया?
नहीं।
How could I just hand her a birthday present that you specially brought for her? I've picked out a box and packaged it up. Wait,
No, it's just an old book.
Oh, is Nechka up again? But what was all that noise? Uh-oh. What if something fell on her?
Nechka, don't hurt yourself.
Shilonen, is that you? You're Nechka?
How many times have I told you? Don't get out of bed on your own. You were running a fever yesterday.
Hello, Nechka.
Thank you for the book. I've already read it several times. You've already read it? But didn't Tlasoli package up the book that Shilonen brought?
No, she's all mixed up. The one she read isn't from Shilonen. It's one I bought for her before, a few days ago. She told me she wanted a book. I know nothing about these kinds of books, so I eventually found one and bought it for her. I put it in her room once I got back. Soon after, she suddenly developed a fever. I was so busy taking...
Auntie, do you know which version?
Which version? The shopkeeper said it was the one with the perfect ending to the story. Apparently that's the... Oh, it's all my fault.
Oh, it's all right. It's just a book. As long as Nechka enjoys...
Oh, right. Nechka probably doesn't know us. You're Paimon and Miss Traveler. Oh, seems like everyone knows who we are now.
Yeah, Nechka seems to be doing pretty well today, since she's been stuck indoors for the last few days.
Take her for a walk. But considering her condition, I don't think...
Oh, don't worry, Auntie. She'll be safe with the Traveler. We won't leave the tribe, and if anything comes up, we'll be sure to find the doctor immediately. Besides, it's her birthday in a few days, and we need to go to the tribe. What do you think, Auntie?
I promise I'll be good, Mom. Didn't you say before that I need more fresh...
All right. I also happen to have a few repaired Blaze Gem inscriptions that I need to get back to the tribe. Wait for a moment. I'll go get Nechka's water bottle and some towels.
Talk about being prepared.
It doesn't hurt to be prepared. Okay, let's go. Please be good now, Nechka. Don't cause any trouble for Shilonen and the other.
Oh, you can let me carry these. And don't be a stranger, Nechka. Feel free to tell us anything. And even I was quite a handful for Auntie when I was little.
Yeah! It's not often you get to go out to play, so just have fun. Everything will be fine. Okay, thanks everyone. And please don't worry, Mom. I'll be good.
Let's go look for Ignal. I've had her Blaze Gem inscription for a while now, and I'll finally return it.
Tosoli, what brings you to the tribe today? Oh, she seems to be doing much better now. She's even out and about. I'm sure it won't...
I hope so. Here, Ignal. This is your inscription.
Oh, thank you for bringing it back for me. Oh, by the way, I came across a piece of good quality ore a while ago. I remember that Nechka would become so happy every time...
I'm sure she'd love that.
My pleasure. Give me a moment.
Oh, I can make the jewelry for her. What kind would you like, Nechka?
I would like...
Something shaped like an embercore flower would be nice. She was always asking me before to make her an ancient name with an embercore flower design.
Noted. I'll make that as a gift for her next birthday. Sorry, Nechka. It won't be a surprise for you.
That's okay. Thank you, Shilonen.
Found it! Sorry to keep you waiting. By the way, Nechka, feel free to write to me if you ever want to know more about ore. Well, I was shocked last time when you wrote me out of the blue asking for a volcanic crystal.
Sorry about that. She can hardly contain her curiosity now that she started to recover. She's still too weak to go out whenever she wants, so she begs me every day to help her write letters to people in the tribe about all sorts of things.
That's how you know she's one of the children of Echoes. It's
Everything's looking up! Oh, we're just like the main character in the new version of To Kill the Brave when he was about to save his brother Remak. According to the story, we should be right around... To Kill prayed to the goddess of mountains and fire. Let my brother's name ever live on! The goddess replied, I've heard your prayer, but your brother is no longer your kin.
Then Tequil said, turn my blood to fire so my heart may illuminate the depths.
Oh, you remembered that whole line, Nechka? Paimon remembers that's exactly what the book... Wait, Paimon finished both books in one sitting. A lot of their content is nearly the same, so it's easy to get mixed up. But the ending in the older version is more interesting. Even if it's hard for kids to, well, completely Oh, wait! Nechka hasn't read the other ending. It's okay.
That's not true.
You already know the other ending? But
Hey, what are you all chatting about so happily?
Huh? Mom, Miss Traveler and I were just talking about how the bad guy was defeated and everyone returned home safely.
Aren't happy endings always nice? But if you already read the whole thing, then guess you'll have to go to bed early tonight. But I'll buy you some more fairy tales next time, okay?
Okay, Mom.
It's pretty good quality. I'll be able to give Nechka a beautiful... But, for now, let's focus on celebrating her up...
Next, let's visit Apashpalan. Stay close, Nechka.
Yes, Mom.
Why do my eyebrows keep twitching today?
That means you're about to hit the jackpot, Apashpalan.
I didn't expect to have 2 name engravers coming. What are you looking to buy, Tlazoli?
whoa, offering a discount just like that? Plasoli, sure.
She was once our name engraver, and it'll...
Thank you for your generosity. I've finished repairing your... Come on, Nechka. Say...
Thank you, sir.
Oh, so this is Nechka. It looks like you're doing much better now. How about this? Go ahead.
No, that's all right. Mom told me that you...
Oh, well, that was for your family. I've never given anything just for you.
Oh, no need to stand on ceremony, Auntie. Go. His drills and small clamps are good quality. The measurements of each part are exact, and they're always very durable. I always come here to buy things if I find myself in a pinch. Oh, do you have any child-friendly safety scissors? I remember seeing...
I have a few in stock, but I put them in the back.
Oh, no need to bring them all the way here. Why don't we just go in the back and choose there? It should only take a moment.
I don't know much about that kind of scissors. Why don't you just...
Well, there are too many different designs and varieties of kid scissors. If you don't come and help me choose, I won't be able to pick one that nature... Come on, Auntie. It'll...
And there goes Shalon and dragging Plasoli off to buy more stuff. Ooh, what a busy day.
I won't run off.
Paimon's favorite? Tequila, of course. In the old version of the story, he was never able to reunite with his family, but he was still really strong and fought as best as he could. What about you, Nechka? Which character...
I like...
Oh, the one who was possessed by Kuatlikwe, but never forgot his brother Tequila. If it wasn't for his determination, both he and his brother would have been defeated by Kuatlikwe in the final battle. Of course! A story's only interesting if you can really get immersed. Hey, Nechka, why don't we play pretend? You can be Remak, and Paimon will be Tequila, okay?
Miss Traveler? Can I play the role of Kuatlikwe?
But isn't she the villain? In the old version, she even ate Remak and took on his appearance. Ah, right. She read the version with a happy ending. And that one, Kuatlikwe was defeated and the brothers both survived. Well, it doesn't matter. Only the lines at the end were different. You can go on ahead and say your favorite lines, Nechka. Paimon's read...
My favorite line is the one from the end.
Come here, Nechka. Look at you. You're sweating.
Mom!
Let me wipe your forehead. Now, drink some water. This child. You forget everything as soon as...
We've picked something out for Nechka. A Paishpalan will deliver it to Auntie's house once he's packaged it up.
Oh, we were just about to get to the exciting part! Really? Oh, now that Paimon thinks about it, Shilonen has dragged Tlasoli away from us a couple of...
Let's talk later. Just trust me and act... Oh, we should head to our last stop, Auntie. It's real hot today, and we shouldn't let Nechka be in the heat.
Right. Let's go see Chevin and head back home. I finished repairing your Blaze Gem inscription, Chevin. I've also reinforced it so it shouldn't fall apart so easily now.
Thank you. How about the volcanic...
Yes, thanks for...
You're welcome. I just want to see...
Thank you, Miss Chevin.
It's fine. Hon?
I was wondering where you got the ore for such a large-scale Blaze Gem inscription. So you must be one of Auntie's accomplices, then.
Oh, Shilonen.
We already know what's going on.
You had me worried there. I thought we'd been found out. To be honest, I won't be able to cover it up for much longer. I've been traveling away from home every few days. The last time Pakal came and asked me about it, I could only say that I'd been using up a lot of ore to As for why I had been leaving so often, I said that I had found a new ore vein and wanted to extract some new gems. Sorry.
Sure, we can sit for a moment.
Miss Chevin, can I go see some of the jewelry over there?
You mean Amisha's work? Sure, go ahead. Remember to stay in the shade as much as you can.
Paimon wants to go too! We'll go together. Paimon hasn't looked at Natlan's jewelry very closely yet. Really? Then Paimon's gonna take a good look at what they have.
You haven't bought any jewelry for a while, Auntie. Why don't you pick one out?
Come on, Nichka! We don't know anything about Natlan's jewelry, so you can help us.
Miss Traveler,
Come here, Nechka.
Huh?
Sorry, Chevin and Shilonen, but it's already getting late. We should be heading back. It'll be Nechka's birthday in a few days, and there's still a lot for us to do before...
No problem. I'll be sure to bring her some beautiful jewelry to celebrate.
Mom,
You're getting hot again. Here, Mom will carry you. Let's get going. You forget to take care of yourself once you start playing. Let's go back and we'll have a talk. Nechka, I never taught you to lie.
Sorry.
Nichka's looking at us. Paimon feels like something's not right.
No, Nechka was having so much fun today that she forgot the time. Let me help carry her home. I'm worried you would also have to recover if you carried her.
No, it's fine. I'll carry her. Let's go, Nechka. It's time to go home. Thank you, everyone, for spending so much time with us today. Please be sure to come to Nechka's birthday party. Alright, it's nearly bedtime for Nechka, so let's part our ways here.
Oh, Auntie, remember to give her the book, that copy of To Kill the Brave I brought. I went to a lot of trouble to find it.
I understand. Really, do you think I'd let your efforts go to waste? It's very special to receive a book from you. I'm sure...
Yeah.
Oh, put it somewhere?
Well, I've read the story to her many times already.
No, that won't be a problem, Auntie. Nechka's probably never...
Oh. What's different about...
The majority is about the same, but the ending is different from... The one I gave her is the unedited version that was originally published. It was released long before Nechka fell ill.
Oh, but I remember you were never very interested in
Huh. Well, I was just thinking that if what you said about Nechka's illness is true, she shouldn't be able to remember anything about her past. But so the ending to the original version of To Kill the Brave is also part of the past that she should have. In other words, if she hasn't recently read the old version of the story, then she shouldn't possibly know.
I don't understand. Why are you so concerned about the ending of this book? Even if maybe she snuck out somewhere when I wasn't watching and read the first edition of the story.
Yeah, okay, that is a possibility. After all, she does remember things that have happened. In which case, yeah, let's go ask around There are only a few shops in the tribe that sell books, or we can just ask Nechka where...
The booksellers all have inscriptions, so there's a chance that their memories...
So, you admit that the inscriptions can affect the tribe's current memories? I was very clear that I would consider that a crime and would stop all work on it.
There must be a few more books at home.
I do not wish to see your blood be reduced to ash, but I have seen the light of your heart.
I beg your pardon?
Nechka, where did you read that book?
Go home, Nechka. Are you disobeying?
You're the one who wrote me the letter, Nechka. You're the one who wanted the book. Only you can speak for yourself. We're listening, Nechka. Right here, right...
Remember my name, brother. As long as you remember me, I will never have
Silence.
That's the line from the old ending. Nechka remembers it.
I know everything. Shalonen, help me, please.
Something's blocking the door.
Get back!
Shalonen, wait for us.
The tunnel is blocked. We can't go in. There might also be...
Whoa. What are...
It seems Auntie put all the extra inscriptions she made here. If she's trying to finish that ancient name...
What is this place?
Auntie's workshop. It was supposedly closed after she stepped down from her position in the tribe. But it appears that we've all been deceived.
Why are there people up ahead?
If you're up to shady business, you have to hire shady people to help you. Let's go, don't hesitate!
Step around. Forget it.
Bring it!
Stabilize!
Time to act.
Out of the way! Forget it!
Bring it!
Let the show begin.
All right.
Let's finish this fast. Rain outlines your face.
Stick around! Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
The door's closed here too. Where should we go now?
The transport system seems to still be functioning. Let's go look for the controls and get this cart running again. Maybe it can take us further inside. All right, let's keep going. All right.
Hello.
Yep.
बोलो.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
बोलो. बोलो.
क्या बोल रहे आप?
तुम हेलो बोल रहे हो.
अरे यार मैं आपके पर गई क्या बोलने लगना यार
मुझे क्या पता
You got here quick. Impressive.
Nechka's up there! What are you planning to do to her?
I never lied to you. All this time, I've only been trying, even though she's not my daughter yet. But once everything is over, she will really become my
What is she saying? Is she not Nechka?
So you figured it out. I want to use memories to awaken my She has stayed in the Night Kingdom for far too long. She's afraid of I'm the one who made her stay there alone. So don't worry, Nechka. Mom hasn't forgotten anything. She has always remembered your name.
Then, who's that girl lying up there?
She's a child from my tribe. Her parents were killed in the same abyss attack. But wouldn't you know it, her birthday is the same as that of my Nechka. I raised her and took care of her for many years. I thought that taking her in would help me. I was so happy the first time she was willing to call me Mom. But then, I suddenly felt very... Is she really my child? My child's name is Nechka. How could I be happy? My little Nechka is still waiting for me. Waiting for me to get her home. As I said, I only want to bring Nechka back. Even if it costs me everything. And now, the time has come for me to pay.
हाँ
As for my useless ancient name, it's finally time to put it to good use. If you're not willing to help me, then you can become the fuel for Nechka's ancient name. Shilonin, you have yet to make a move. I take it you're examining the... It's no use. I've already set up the Blaze Gem inscriptions, and the engraving diagram has already begun to run. It's all thanks to your ideas. Now, the central inscription will finally become Nechka's ancient... After Nechka returns, I'll make sure to invite you to her birthday party.
You're not gonna go up there, are you?
There's a flaw in this engraving diagram. The weak point is almost about to activate, so I'm...
Don't worry, Nechka. Don't worry. Mom...
3!
Mom will always be with you.
2!
Wake up, Nechka.
1!
It's alright. It's alright. You'll see Mommy soon. Nechka.
क्या बोलने वाला था मैं
Keep back! Those are distorted thoughts. And the mists are the thoughts' twisted cries. If you become tainted by them, they will control you, and you'll never be free again.
Where are you? I don't want medicine. It hurts. It hurts. Why am I alone?
Nechka, why?
No more medicine. Will you stay with me forever? Please never leave me again.
Telasoli, you're the one who twisted Nechka's name into a shackling prison. It's time for you to hear her true voice. Stone engraved and echoing peaks converge, disperse, in ashes be reborn, for flames born anew, and the blazing dawn.
Mommy will be with you. Nechka. Always. And forever.
पता है
Mommy,
2-3 कंटेंट
I've
क्रिएटर ने
always
गेम
been
छोड़
with you. And now you're finally listening to me.
हाँ सुन रहे
The old hurts the new.
हेलो
As flowers shield the roots, so life ever cycles until we return to the loam. We've known each other a while, but we've never met. You're Nechka? Yes, but I still don't know your name. My name's Napeka. It really suits you. Napeka, I bless you from the past and wish that every day of your future will be filled with peace and happiness.
Staring.
I saw Nechka and was speaking with her, but Nechka, Shilonen, you saw her too. I felt her hands and hugged her. Those gray shadows were just a minor mistake. I just need to restart the ritual again.
Have you still not come to your senses?
What senses? She's just a little upset and was trying to ignore me. That child sure knows how to—
Enough, Tlasoli! The person you summoned with the Blaze Gem inscription wasn't the real Nechka at all. You collected memories of Nechka from countless people. Among what you gathered were not only real memories, but also countless— Didn't you realize what kind of emotions people would feel upon seeing Nechka's condition? When people held a dying child's hand, when they felt her faint breath and saw the helplessness in her eyes, when they sensed her body growing, what could they feel but abject pain and sorrow? You absorbed those emotions into the Blaze Gem inscriptions and solidified them as a piece of her past. Those gray figures were projections of that past. They could only reproduce the appearance of Nechka in her sickly state. What the real Nechka wished to say was drowned out by those twisted and painful thoughts.
I didn't want things to turn out like this.
Nechka has always been with you, Auntie. Everything has long been recorded on your ancient name. The one you said was useless. You exhausted every option and sacrificed everything in the hopes of saving. But have you forgotten the true meaning?
My ancient name is...
The immovable love between you and Nechka has already been recorded in your ancient name, but you chose to ignore that. Names are blessings from the past to the future. You told me that. You gave Nechka her name. But now, you've turned her name into a prison by taking an innocent child captive. And
Nechka is everything to me. And as for blessings... What blessings have I had since the day she passed? I see her in my... But I can't say anything. I can't grasp her hand. All I can do is shout her name over and over again until I wake. Every day, every single day, I've hated myself, and ancient names too.
you think... Auntie, do you still remember the last words Nechka ever... The reason you haven't felt blessed is because you've forgotten the true past. Auntie, a name without a past is nothing but a withered tree with no roots. It's so...
Slowly now. Why don't you stay lying down? Oh, on second thought, this might not be the best place to rest. Shilonen, Nechka, Napecha can already stand now, so we made our way over.
Thank you, Paimon and Miss Traveler. I'm fine, really. The real Nechka helped me.
That's good. If you became Nechka, then this story...
But what about Tlasoli?
Oh, don't worry. She won't be...
कूदो उठो हेलो
बोलो
हेलो
All right, I've locked Auntie in the house with a few ropes. I'll take her to the tribe shortly to be punished for what she did. As for now, we can get away from the house and get some sun. After dealing with all of that, I'm completely out of energy.
She's already planned out everything. Shilonen sure doesn't waste time.
कॉलर ड्राइंग के भी बहुत सारे कंटेंट क्रिएटर गेम छोड़ रहे हैं
It's still so scary
आज
to
ही एक दोनों
imagine.
छोड़ दिया
Tasoli wanted to turn her adopted child into Nechka, and she even nearly succeeded.
लोग परेशान हो गए भाई अब सेम ही एक लूप में घुमाए जा रहे हैं बर्बादी चल रही है
किसने छोड़ दिया है?
एक मियावा नाम था बताओ याद हो तो आप
पता नहीं
मियावा उसने छोड़ दिया गेम फिर और भी हैं जिनने छोड़ा उन्होंने तो पहले छोड़ दिया था
Yeah, she was so cool in the final moments. She went right into action and took control of the situation instantly.
और ऐसे ही लोग धीरे धीरे करके छोड़ रहे हैं बोलते कोई नया आ नहीं रहा है आ भी रहा है तो वहां से छाप रहे हो खुद का कुछ नया रिक्रिएशन है नहीं
वही तो बता रहा हूँ ना इन लोगों ने गेम जब बनाया था तो इन लोगों ने वही सोचा था कि कैश ग्रैब की तरह बनाया था मतलब कि थोड़ा सा चलेगा जितने पैसे कमा सकते हैं कमा लेंगे फिर बंद हो जाएगा इसीलिए वो कुछ नया ला भी नहीं रहे कि जितना चल रहा है उतना चलने दो आखिर में जहाँ बंद होगा वहीं वो गेम बंद कर देंगे बस काम खत्म
मैं तो ये भी हैरान हूँ देख के कि इनने ये गेम ये ऐसा गेम बना के फिर भी चलो मतलब गेम बना कैसे दिया कैसा भी है लेकिन बनाया कैसे भाई
तो वो राइज ऑफ किंगडम जैसा ही है ना उसमें मतलब चीज़ें तो वहीं से ली गई हैं पूरी की पूरी बस मैप चेंज कर दिया है और कैरेक्टर चेंज कर दिए हैं बस बाकी तो सब सेम ही है
इतना दिमाग किसने दे दिया देख के लग तो ही रहा है भाई इन लोग को बोलना तक नहीं आता ये चाइना वालों ने बनाया ना गेम इनको बोलना भी नहीं आता
क्या
अरे वो क्या अरे मतलब आपने देखा ही है इनकी वो वीडियो देखनी है ना अपडेट वाली वीडियोस
हाँ वो लोग एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाते हैं कुछ सही से
एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाते बोलने नहीं आता इनको गेम के बनाए चले ऐसा लगता है 12वीं पास नहीं की या ये बनाने चले हैं सब क्या बोले भाई
Well, it's all thanks to Nempeka's resilience. She never gave up. If it weren't for her bravely trying to get help, then I wouldn't have noticed Auntie's plan so easily.
It was thanks to all of you encouraging me. After all, this was already the last idea I could think. I tried to get the attention of many others who visited before, but they were all either quickly whisked away by Tlosoli or simply refused to believe me.
हाँ आर्टिफैक्ट की लेवल बढ़ा के बीपी वाला मिशन कंप्लीट किया
नहीं अभी नहीं किया
बढ़ा लो लेवल
तो बढ़ा ही लूंगा 100 लेवल तो बढ़ानी है कितना ही टाइम लग जाएगा उसमें 5 ही आर्टिफैक्ट तो 20 करने हैं
भाई भूल जाओगे आप तो इधर बोल रहा हूँ मैं
नहीं पूरे भाई इतने ज़्यादा दिन हैं 45 दिन है वो 42 दिन होते हैं पूरे करने के लिए
Even if I told them everything, Tlosoli would just blame my illness to cover it up.
काल करे सो आज का रात करे सो
All she had to do was start to cry, and then she would inspect all the letters I sent and any gifts I received. And then, if I didn't comply, She would force me to drink some. It would put me to
Zillion की
sleep
भाई
for
जो
a few
healing
days,
दवाई next
and it would
level
be
है.
hard for me to
मजा आता है.
remember anything. I would see a lot of weird things while I slept, and the walls around me would start talking. I would be so scared every day. If I wasn't able to get your help this time, I might.
You have us now, Nepeka. If anyone dares to hurt you again, the Traveler and Shilonen will send them flying!
Yeah.
You are already super brave! And you even managed to call Shilonen for... Shilonen isn't the kind of person who gets distracted easily by crying. She pays attention when someone's talking and doesn't miss a beat.
And it was because of your help that I was able to pick up on the details. Without you, it would have been extremely difficult for her to communicate that she needed help. Tlasoli would certainly be more on guard if I tried to speak with her, and would probably have just kept Nepeka locked up in a room.
So we had a part to play too! But where did Tlasoli even get the confidence to try this scheme? When Nechka was alive, surely many tribe members would have tried to help her.
कुछ है भी उसका. कोई कैरेक्टर भी नहीं यूज करने के लिए.
क्या बोल रहे हो?
वो एक्विला फेवेनिया का कोई यूज ही नहीं लगता मेरे को. वेपन वेस्ट लगता है. काम का ही नहीं है वो. किस पे डाल?
हाँ नहीं, किसी फिजिकल पे डाल दो और क्या.
कौन
Was she
फिजिकल
not scared that someone would realize that Nepeka wasn't Nechka?
पता नहीं.
हाँ.
पता नहीं.
नाम बता तो डालूंगा उसको. वो है ही नहीं.
That's certainly a possibility. The inscription she created would not only collect information related to Nechka's past, but also actively erase people's memories of Nechka.
कचिंग पे यूज कर सकते हो फिजिकल अगर उसको बना रहे हो तो.
ये तो बात बनाने की हो गई. मुझे ऐसा फिर तो फिर उस पे भी हो जाएगा यूज होना. किसी पे भी यूज कर सकते हैं लोग. तो आयाका भी यूज करते हैं. आयटो भी करते हैं.
नहीं, लेकिन आयाका पे फिजिकल नहीं चलेगा ना उतना. उसका जो मेन डैमेज आता है वो क्रायो.
तो अगर डैश
कैसे उसको बनाओगे?
बेसिक मार के चार
वही है ना. तो उसका तो मेन तो डैमेज क्रायो का आता है ना उसका. जैसे कि तुम्हारा कचिंग है, कचिंग का मेन डैमेज बेसिक अटैक का आता है. उसके चार्ज अटैक रहते हैं. उसका अल्टीमेट का डैमेज उतना नहीं है. वो तो बस इलेक्ट्रो अप्लाई करने के लिए रहता है. ठीक है ना. तो जिनका जैसे चार्ज अटैक है, नॉर्मल अटैक का डैमेज ज़्यादा आता है, उनके लिए अच्छा है वो. बाकी जैसे तुम्हारा क्या नाम है, इसका नाम भूल गया मैं. ये
नहीं पर
आयाका का है, उसका मेन डैमेज अल्टीमेट से आता है. और अगर क्रायो का चार्ज रहता है तो काफी ज़्यादा आता है. फिजिकल में उसका उतना नहीं हो पाएगा.
तो कचिंग भी ऐसे ही मतलब मेनली इसका पूरे टाइम इलेक्ट्रो इन्फ्यूजन तो रहता है.
हाँ, लेकिन अगर तुम नहीं करना चाहते हो तब भी वो ऑलमोस्ट उतना ही डैमेज दे देती है. कुछ डिफरेंस नहीं रहता है. क्योंकि वो इलेक्ट्रो इन्फ्यूजन केवल उसको इलेक्ट्रो इन्फ्यूज करता है बस. उसका कोई डैमेज थोड़ी ना बढ़ाता है वो. तो अगर तुम उसकी इलेक्ट्रो की जगह तुम उसको फिजिकल दे दोगे तो तुम्हें ई करने की जरूरत नहीं है. तुम बस सीधे फिजिकली मारते रहो. क्योंकि उसको कोई एक्स्ट्रा डैमेज बोनस तो मिलता है नहीं उससे.
नहीं,
तो वही तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना कि मतलब जैसे जिनका बस इलेक्ट्रो मतलब कि जिनका एलिमेंट बस इन्फ्यूज होता है और कुछ नहीं होता उनके में, तो उन पे तुम फिजिकल डाल सकते हो. लेकिन जिनका डैमेज सिर्फ नॉर्मल चार्ज से नहीं आता है और भी चीज़ों से आता है, तो वहाँ पे फिर तुम्हें उनका एलिमेंटली देखना पड़ेगा ना.
मेरे सारे मटेरियल खत्म हो रहे हैं. अरे क्यों हो रहा है भाई? अब 3 मिलियन से ही मोरा कम हो गया. क्या मजाक है?
क्या पता.
It's similar to graffiti. If you want to paint something new on a wall that has been painted before, then first you must remove the old painting. It's possible that I was also one of her targets, which would explain why she was so willing to let me have the central inscription.
Whoa, and you still took it? If it were Paimon, she would have thrown that thing away the first chance she had.
Well, you can uncover the truth without taking some risks, right? If I hadn't disassembled the inscription.
So you suspected her from the very beginning?
Oh, no, she's my auntie after all. How could I have seen her as a villain? The most I did was keep the possibility and a corresponding plan in mind, and it was just...
फिर से करा के
But
पाँच
now
मिनट।
that I look back on it, we still managed to rescue a suffering... Anyway, I think we've just about summarized
हाँ,
everything
करा
and
के मिलते
praised
भी नहीं है तो कहाँ क्यों नहीं मिलता है?
Everything is finally over, and Nepeka can finally be herself.
क्या हुआ?
बकवास करा के मिलते भी नहीं कहीं पे। ये मैप पता नहीं कहाँ मारा मेरे।
So, what should I do now, Shilonin?
You should do whatever you like, of course. No one's going to lock you
कैसी
up
रही
in
गेंशिन की 5.1 की स्टोरी?
I don't know what I can
अच्छे
do.
Act 3 Act 4 दोनों अच्छे थे।
Everything I know is about
बड़े हैं?
Nichka.
बड़ा
What
तो है ही,
she
तुमको
liked
दोनों
to
करने में
eat,
5 घंटा
which
लगेगा।
flowers she enjoyed, how she acted and spoke. I'm not her, but
एक्ट 4 के एंड में ये
I can
क्या
only
बोलते हैं
be
कि अपन
like
अपन को
her.
फाइनल फाइट की तैयारी
I
करनी है।
don't
फाइनल
know,
फाइट किसकी आएगी?
Shilonin.
वही
I
एबिस,
just
वो लोग
don't
नाइट किंगडम में
know.
जाएंगे ना, उससे लड़ाई करने के लिए एबिस से।
तो उसको मतलब एकदम रूट से खत्म करने के
हाँ,
लिए।
रूट से वो नाइट क्या बोलते हैं, नाइट किंगडम के पूरे रूट से ही खत्म करने के लिए।
Oh, don't worry, Nepeka. The Blaze Gem inscription isn't working anymore.
और
No
एक
one
और चीज़
will
बताई
force
गई
you to
थी
be somebody
कि
else
जैसे
again.
वो कैप्टन ने बताया नहीं था कि एबिस ने ख़त्म किया था खानरिया, तो ये हो सकता है कि आर्कॉन्स वहाँ पर खानरिया की हेल्प करने गए हों, क्योंकि उसने ये नहीं बोला ना कि आर्कॉन्स ने ख़त्म किया था, उसने बोला कि वो खानरिया का ही बंदा है और उसको एबिस ने ख़त्म किया था।
किसने एबिस ने खत्म किया?
खानरिया को।
अच्छा, ये तो कुछ अलग ही चीज बता दी अपन को।
उसने बताया ना, तो मतलब ये नहीं बताया उसने कि आर्कॉन वहाँ पे किस लिए गए थे, बस इतना बताया कि एबिस की वजह से खानरिया जो है वो मतलब कि ख़त्म हो गया था, इसलिए वो नेटल को बचाना चाहता है एबिस से।
इसीलिए तो नहीं है। हेलो सॉस, क्या हुआ?
क्या हाल, कैसे हो, तबीयत कैसी है?
बस जिंदगी कट रही है
I
अभी।
no longer remember anything about myself now
आखिरी गिनती गिन
besides
रहा
my
हूँ मैं तो।
name.
हाँ
What
हाँ,
if I
बस
never remember my
बेकार
life
की बात है।
and lose all of my papa? I'm
ज्यादा कुछ है
scared,
तो डॉक्टर को
Shilonin.
दिखा दो ना, मतलब अगर मतलब या फिर डॉक्टर को दिखाए
क्या
हो।
गया?
What should I
अच्छा
do?
दिखा दिया, मंडे को दिखा दिया।
Oh,
फीवर था ना,
don't cry,
फीवर।
Nepeka.
हाँ तो फीवर ही, पता नहीं, लेकिन दवाई तो
Here, take this. I took some ore from Tlosoy's collection and made this as a
A Blaze Gem inscription. You can
खाना
make
पीना तो
them
हो ही नहीं
too.
रहा है।
वही तो ना,
Oh,
खाना
of
पीना तो
course not.
करना
It's
पड़ेगा
just
ना,
a
कि थोड़ा
pretty
सा
piece of
कुछ
stone.
हल्का हल्का
Take it.
खाया करोगे।
I've engraved your
तो
name, Nepeka, on the
दिक्कत नहीं
top.
हो गई
This
जब
is your
भूखा
first
लगा
blessing,
तब
the one
मैंने
you
गलती से
received
अपनी
from a pair
जीभ
of
काट ली
people
और
who loved you with all their
बगल में काट
hearts.
लिया दांत से।
It has
अरे
always
वो
protected
विटामिन
you
बी की कमी
and
से,
stood over
हाँ
you.
But
बिल्कुल।
I
वो
don't
फिर
even
खाने में
remember
कुछ
the
तुम्हें
names
मन
of
ही
my
नहीं कर रहा, कुछ खा ही
parents.
नहीं पा रहे होगे।
अरे खाओ, दर्द और हो रहा है, दूध पी के काम चलाना पड़ रहा है।
अरे नहीं नहीं, ऐसे दूध पी के खाली काम है, चलो कुछ एकदम
I
जैसे
won't
कि
make any
ब्रेड
big
पकड़ लो जो कि
promises and
मेल्ट हो
say
जाए,
everything will
वैसा कुछ खाया
I can
करो।
only promise
वैसे तो
that no matter
दलिया
what the
खा लिया,
future
दलिया।
holds, your name
Yes.
will never fade. You'll continue to grow
अरे
and
चुपचाप
mature
चलाओ
as a
गाड़ी।
sapling sprouts upward
कहाँ जा
and
रही हैं आप?
becomes a healthy tree.
नहीं, बाहर आई
Or
थी,
as
अभी
bird,
वापस घर
your
क्या।
name is your starting point.
होली
Remember
खेल
your
रही हैं
name
आप?
and everything you've experienced.
एमएल,
I
हाँ तो खेल तो
You
रही थी,
can
अभी
do
तो
it,
छुट्टी है, तो
Nepeka.
अभी घर जाके खेलूंगा ना।
Thank you
बस मैं
all.
बाहर आई थी थोड़ा।
If you really can't come
लगा
up
आप
with
तो
what
घर
to
पे ही
do,
छुट्टी
don't
में
worry.
बाहर का
Just relax and take it easy.
नहीं, मम्मी का काम रहता है तो घर
We're
का
from the
ड्राइवर
same
बना
tribe
दिया
after
ना,
all.
इधर ले
If
जाओ
nothing
उधर
else
ले जाओ।
works, I can always go to the elders and look up your
आप
history.
थोड़ी गाड़ी
And
चलाते
until then,
और
you
मैं
can
ही
stay at my
चलाती हूँ, और कौन है
workshop.
मेरे घर पे
I
ड्राइवर
can
थोड़ी
handle
है।
another mouth to feed.
4 व्हीलर आप चलाती?
जी, अब मैं रिग्रेट करती हूँ कि
I
मैं
don't know if
चलाना
the
क्यों
plan will
सीखी।
work.
घर का
I'm
ड्राइवर
not
बना
even
के रख
sure
देते
who I
हैं,
should
बेटा
look
इधर
for.
ले जाओ, बेटा उधर ले जाओ।
Rather than placing our hopes on a plan that relies so heavily on luck,
वो तो करना ही
इवन
पड़ता
मम्मी
है।
को
just
चलाना
focus.
आता है,
Well,
मम्मी
anyway,
अपना गाड़ी
enough
निकालती
about
नहीं
all
है,
that
क्योंकि
for
उसका
now.
पेट्रोल है
Let
और
me take
मेरा ईवी
Tlasoli
है।
back to the tribe first. Oh, come with me, Nepeka.
ठीक है।
Oh, gosh.
हाँ, अरे वो
I
कॉलेज के
nearly
लिए खरीदा।
forgot
अब
that we
सोचो
haven't
30
even had dinner
किलोमीटर
yet.
रोज अगर पेट्रोल डाल के
Oh,
जाऊंगी तो
Oh,
उससे
good.
अच्छा एक नया
Let's
गाड़ी ले लूँ
go.
ना,
We have a
सेम
lot of
पैसा
work
तो
to
ईएमआई
do.
में बढ़
We
जाएगा।
have a very busy future ahead of us.
कब ले रही? ईवी वाली आप भेजती?
Oh, and one more thing.
क्या क्या?
Happy
कब
birthday,
ले रही?
Nepeka.
ले
नई गाड़ी?
लिया, अभी हो गया 1 साल हो गया। अब नई गाड़ी तो कॉलेज छोड़ने के बाद ही लूंगी मैं, अभी लेके कुछ फायदा नहीं है।
कब खत्म हो रहा कॉलेज आपका? 2 साल है क्या अभी?
मेरा 2 साल और बाकी है ना, 27 को खत्म होगा मेरा।
27।
अभी तो देखो 24, मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है कि अभी अभी तो साल स्टार्ट हुआ था और अभी अभी खत्म हुई हो गया, क्योंकि स्टार्टिंग पे
खत्म
मेरे
कब
भाई
यार?
की शादी थी। तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि जैसे कि इतना, अब देखने से उनका दिसंबर को बेबी का डेट है। तो मतलब ऐसा लगता है कितना जल्दी टाइम उड़ जाता है।
पता कहाँ चलता है अपना इसी बैठे समय कब निकल रहा है।
हाँ हाँ, वही ना। इस बार भी मेरा मोस्टली वही, अभी छुट्टी है बोल के मैं खेल रही हूँ, 2 रात से सो, बताओ 3:30 4 बजे सो रही हूँ। परसों
किससे
खेल रहे
खेल
थे
रही
तो
हो?
कोई थी नहीं, अब परसों मैं जियोस लोग के साथ खेल रही थी।
Add Ash.
उससे पहले
Thank you for
कल तो शेन था शायद, हाँ शेन, रॉय, मैं, गाली वाली दीदी और एक कौन था, सैफ। शाम को थोड़ा बहुत कभी सैफ के साथ खेली, पता नहीं बोलता मुंबई सर्वर है, ले जाता है बंगाल सर्वर।
तो होता जब डिपेंड करता है, पता नहीं क्या सीन है।
वो डुओ नहीं खेलना, इसलिए मैं बोलती हूँ फिर 5 के लिए तुम, अब कितने दिन से आ नहीं हो ना, तबीयत खराब है तो बाकी वैसा कोई है नहीं कि 5 बना के खेले, और रेस्टा पॉपी और शेन खेलते हैं, फिर तो मैं आती नहीं हूँ उनके बीच में, और बाकी कोई होता ही नहीं 5 खेलने के लिए।
आपकी बेस्ट फ्रेंड है वो, तो क्यों नहीं जाती?
अरे मेरी बेस्ट फ्रेंड सब है। उस दिन का नहीं, शाम का के बोलते हैं टिया तुम्हारी बेस्ट फ्रेंड है, मैंने बोला हाँ, सब सब टिया पॉपी सब मेरे बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स है।
कितना अच्छा फ्रेंड सर्कल है आप।
Add Ash.
बहुत बहुत ऐसा फ्रेंड सर्कल भगवान मुझे ही दे, बस किसी को ना दे। और विंटर तो तुम्हारे वहां विंटर आने लगा क्या?
विंटर
नहीं अभी क्या बोलते हैं,
पता नहीं
डिलीवरी नहीं
विंटर।
हुई है।
नहीं ना, इधर भी वही 33-34 डिग्री धूप। मैं चाहती हूँ नवंबर के टाइम यार थोड़ा ठंड वाले कब मतलब हो जाए, तो मैं अपना बर्थडे ड्रेस ठंड वाला बनाऊंगी,
बनाती?
लेकिन ये ठंड ही नहीं
बर्थडे
आ रहा।
कहाँ मना रही है भाई?
नहीं बर्थडे
कितने
नहीं
साल की
मनाती
होने
हूँ
वाली हो
मैं।
आप?
मैं 25 कंप्लीट हो जाएगा, 26 स्टार्ट होगा।
मतलब जो ईयर चल रहा है तो वही आपका वो चल रहा है।
हाँ, क्योंकि मेरा 99 है ना, तो मतलब ईयर कंप्लीट, ईयर के साथ साथ कंप्लीट हो जाता है।
जो जो 2000 बॉर्न है उनका तो सही है, मतलब कि कोई पूछे
उनको
कितने
तो
साल का, कहते
काउंटिंग
जो
याद
साल
ही
जो साल
रहा,
चल
जो
रहा है।
साल। हाँ वही,
साल चल के कोई समझ उतने ही साल का।
मतलब वो लोग
उनका तो और सही।
2070 तक वो लोग जिएंगे, बताओ 2070 2080 ऐसा जिएंगे। बाप रे, मैं तो सोच रही हूँ 2050 तक मैं जिंदे नहीं रहूंगी दुनिया में, और ज्यादा से ज्यादा और 20 साल जीऊंगी मैं।
ऐसे के समय आ गया आपका।
नहीं जीना भाई, ऐसे ऐसे दुनिया
ऐसे
में।
आप पे तो अंधा पैसा है, अगर आपको क्या दिखता है?
दिखता
आप
है
बढ़िया।
पैसा, मैं ही अंधी हूँ जो मुझे दिखता नहीं, क्या बताओ। मैं इररेस्पॉन्सिबल हूँ, फाइनेंशियली इररेस्पॉन्सिबल हूँ, अमीर नहीं हूँ मैं।
बढ़िया एंजॉय करो। इतना
सॉरी,
पैसा है
कुछ पैसा नहीं, वही तो बोल रही हूँ ना,
तो फिर
फाइनेंशियली इररेस्पॉन्सिबल है।
ये देखो समा, तुमको
गाली देती
तुमको
रहती हैं।
तुमको तुमको गालियां पड़ रही हैं।
अरे तुमको नहीं दिया, अरे वो बाजू में एक बाइक वाले खिस्सा के लेते लोड़ा हमेशा ऐसे कर रहे हैं, थोड़ा शांति से कार वाले को जाने तो दो, ऐसा क्या जल्दी है तुम्हें?
Solidify.
तो आप गाड़ी चलाना
मुझे लगा था बताऊंगा।
आपने ये बताया नहीं, बोला आप तो भाई वरना ड्राइवर थोड़ी बताओ तुम यार।
नहीं नहीं, पहले था, मतलब मेरे को आती थी पहले, लेकिन तब ना मेरा डीए थोड़ा अच्छे से नहीं आता लीगली। मैंने एक बनाया था, फेक बनाया था, क्योंकि तब के टाइम में ऐसे गाड़ी चलाना था मेरे को, तो वापस से उसको बनवाने के लिए फर्स्ट ईयर ऑफ कॉलेज में ना ड्राइवर रखा गया था, लेकिन बहुत प्रॉब्लम हुआ। ये पापा मम्मी नहीं समझते ना, उनको लगता है ये स्कूल है, जो टाइम था उसमें लेक्चर्स होते हैं, भाई कॉलेज है, वो टीचर पे डिपेंड करता है कि वो लेगा लेक्चर्स नहीं लेगा, तो बहुत प्रॉब्लम हुआ। और मेरा घर से मेरा कॉलेज करीब 40 मिनट्स लगता है, तो जो 40 मिनट तुम वेट करोगे अपनी गाड़ी का। हाँ तो 25 किलोमीटर जैसा ना, मतलब हाईवे से जाके भी, मतलब मैं आई थिंक हाईवे पे कितना मैं 100 150 स्पीड 150 बोलूं सॉरी 100 120 स्पीड पे चला के भी मेरे को लगता है 35 मिनट्स जैसा। अब सोचो जो नॉर्मली चलाता उसको तो लगेगा ही 40 से 50 मिनट जैसा। तो बहुत इरिटेटिंग लगता था। तो मेरे पापा को बोला कि भाई मुझसे नहीं होगा, मेरे को गाड़ी दे दो या तो मेरे को हॉस्टल करवा दो। और मेरे घर पे हॉस्टल नहीं कराएंगे।
जो हॉस्टल वही है बगल
मुझे
पे।
हॉस्टल हॉस्टल जाके संगति का असर हो जाता है ना। तो वैसे भी बिगड़ी हुई हूँ और पापा मम्मी को पता है ये हॉस्टल जाएगी, खत्म है इसका करियर, उधर वापस नहीं आएगी। और इसलिए उन्होंने हॉस्टल जाने से मना कर दिया।
करियर ही खत्म डायरेक्ट सीधा बोल दिया।
वो सीधा बोल दिया, बोले कि तेरे पे भरोसा नहीं है, तू जैसे जैसे कांड करके बैठी है अपने स्कूल में, अब तू हॉस्टल में तेरे को छोड़ेंगे वो भी कॉलेज में, रहने दे, तू मत जा।
स्कूल में क्या किया?
स्कूल टाइम में तब थोड़ा वो थोड़ा नया नया शौक चढ़ता था ना, तो मतलब हर चीज हो जाता था, लाइक सारे मिस्टेक सारी चीज, स्कूल बंक से लेके, इवन तो मेरा डे बोर्डिंग स्कूल था फिर भी मैं फेक गेट पास बना के स्कूल बंक करती थी 2-3। मतलब यूजुअली मैं अच्छी स्टूडेंट हूँ, लाइक मैं हमेशा जाती हूँ, क्लास अटेंड करती हूँ, बट तब थोड़ा नया नया बॉयफ्रेंड बनाती थी तो उस चूतिया रिलेशनशिप के चक्कर में मेरा तो बर्बाद हो गया। ओ पिंक कलर का पोर्शन इतना सुंदर दिख रहा है यार, इतना अमीर होना है बस।
नहीं आप तो सही सकती हो।
नहीं यार अमीर तो होता हूँ, छोड़ो मैं यार जाओगे, जब मैं जाऊंगी तुम लोग से मिलने, बताओ रीपर और तुमसे, बताओ कौन से गाड़ी में बिठाने वाले हो, मर्सिडीज BMW कौन से गाड़ी में घुमाओगे बताओ।
ऐसी कोई गाड़ी नहीं है, बोलना चाहिए।
छुपा के रखे हो हाँ?
सब सरकारी गाड़ी सरकारी गाड़ी खरीद
सरकारी गाड़ी से ज्यादा महंगी गाड़ी कोई होती है मुझे नहीं पता। बताओ सरकारी गाड़ी जो है वो एक्चुअली एक्सपेंसिव होती है, उससे ज्यादा और क्या चाहिए।
याद रख मिल जाएगी।
तो सरकारी का टैग लगाए ना भाई, जहाँ जाओ इज्जत इज्जत मिलता है, इज्जत से बढ़ के।
तो चल रहे था आप बस प्रिंसिपल सेक्रेटरी हो ना विधानसभा।
कौन?
आप हो विधानसभा प्रिंसिपल सेक्रेटरी।
मैं कौन से लो, मैं सिर्फ यूथ पार्लियामेंट में हूँ, उससे ज्यादा कोई रोल नहीं मेरा फिलहाल के लिए।
यूथ पार्लियामेंट समाजसेवा,
मतलब अपने कॉलेज की यूथ पार्लियामेंट वैसे देखा जाए तो मैं बीजेपी में हूँ, बट अपने स्टेट के अंदर वो मेरा भाई जो है वो कुछ युवा मोर्चा या ऐसा कुछ है, उसके उसमें प्रेसिडेंट है, तो उसने मेरे को मेंबर पे डाल दिया। बट घंटा मैं कुछ जाती नहीं हूँ कोई भी पॉलिटिकल गैदरिंग पे, बताओ क्यों ही हूँ मैं। ऐसे छोटे मोटे चीजों से मन नहीं भरता, बनना है तो सीधा वो अपना डालेंगे, MLA डालेंगे, वरना MP डालेंगे, बताओ।
MLA वरना को दूसरी
नौकरी तो मिला था, नौकरी तो नौकरी करना ही नहीं 9 to 5 वाला भाई। मेरी माँ समझती नहीं है, बोलती तुम अभी ऑफर आ रहे, मैं बोली नहीं। मुंबई में भी जब इंटर्नशिप करी थी तो जॉब का बोले, लेकिन भाई 9 to 5 आई कैन नॉट। फिर मैं ML नहीं खेल पाऊंगी, अपने दोस्तों से बात नहीं कर पाऊंगी। नहीं मैं फिर बोला, इसलिए तो मैंने बोला कि मुझे ये साल एंडिंग के तरफ होते होते मैं मतलब वही बिजनेस की तरफ चले जाऊंगी। बिजनेस ही बेस्ट है मेरे हिसाब से, मेरे को नहीं करना। मैं लॉ कर रही हूँ टू बी ऑनेस्ट, बस अपने डिग्री के लिए, और अगर सब कुछ अच्छा रहा तो एक क्रिमिनल लॉयर को बस वो लेके अपना लॉ फर्म खोल देना है और लॉयर्स को हायर करना है। वर्क स्मार्ट, खुद क्यों कमाओ, मैं तो खुद ऐसे लॉयर हायर कर लो, क्लाइंट से पैसे लो, आधे पैसे लॉयर के आधे पैसे मेरे।
50-50
50-50 भी नहीं, चलो 60-40 चलो, लॉयर ने मेहनत किया उस बेसिस पे उसको मैंने 60 भी दे दिया, 40 ले लिया, तब भी बेनिफिशियल ही रहेगा। लेकिन ऐसे 9 to 5 जॉब खुद ही सोचो ना, अभी हमको आदत हो गया है ऐसे सब बैठ के जिंदगी मस्ती मस्ती में। मुश्किल लगता है 9 to 5 सोच के। नहीं कर देखो, अच्छा है, मैं तो बोलूंगी गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स तो जिनको मिलता है भाई दैट्स एक्चुअली गुड। मुझसे नहीं होगा, मैं इतनी बड़ी गधी हूँ और मेरा तो लो IQ जो है उसके अंदर अगर मैं करने गई। 1 मिनट, पार्किंग गलत कर दिया।
इतना बातें करते हो, गाड़ी ठोक मत दिए भाई पे।
नहीं नहीं, घर पे ही पार्किंग कर रही हूँ मैं, लेकिन मेरे घर का ईवी का पार्किंग तुम कहीं नहीं कर सकते हो एक्सेप्ट जहाँ पे तुम्हारा वो चार्जिंग पॉइंट, इसलिए मुझे बहुत चिढ़ लगता है।